What do we got in here? Oh, goodness, that's water.
No. What's up, everybody? I'm John.
I'm Isaac.
And we are Cars and Cameras. And Ike just picked up this new Yerf Dog go-kart. This thing is gigantic. And it's going to be really interesting for us for a couple of reasons. One, it has a new type of engine we've never used, a GY6. We've heard about them from a long time. You guys have made comments about them for a long time. And now we are finally going to work on one. It looks like it was designed to handle 2 full-grown adults. And, I mean, we're just assuming that because this is a bigger, beefier go-kart, that it's going to have a beefier engine on it as well.
I don't see a reverse on it.
Oh, yeah, we were hoping it'd have reverse, but this is the first time we're really looking it over. Ike, you just paid like around $300 for it.
Yeah.
Doesn't run. It's missing some parts on the engine, but Ike's brother at All Out Bikes actually hooked us up with a couple of spare GY6 engines. So to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know a whole lot at all about these GY6 engines. All I know is that stock they make 9 or 10 horsepower, which is going to be tragic because this thing is heavy and it'll be slow if it only has 9 or 10 horsepower.
Yeah, the other Yerf Dog is lighter than this, and it's making 9 horsepower.
And we also jetted it and did an air filter and stuff, so it's probably making 11 or more.
Okay, we'll say 11 horsepower, and it struggles with 2 people on it, so I can just only imagine what this one's going to do.
Yeah, but we're going to stay optimistic, right?
Sure.
So we're going to try to get this engine running with those parts, and we're going to take it out for a drive and see how it does. And if we don't like it, I mean, we'll just go with something giant, right? If you know anything about this specific model, Yerf Dog, or these GY6 engines, let us know in the comments. I've seen these before, and I've been impressed by how beefy the construction is. I've never really seen one in action, though, and it looks heavy, and I would assume that it would need a really beefy power plant to get it to move. So we're over here looking at our parts engines, and this one seems to be pretty complete in terms of wiring. And we have negative and we have positive. We have our starter solenoid over here, and we have a gauge cluster. And this thing has a cigarette lighter in it, which is crazy. It's stuck in there, but I just thought that was funny because that engine over there does not seem to have a positive battery terminal or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, we can put all that on and put a carburetor on it and see
if it'll fire, dude.
If it'll fire. All right. I'm saying that we probably steal that carburetor. Yeah, it seems to be stuck.
So here's the carburetor that came with the cart. Ike dropped the bowl on it, and it looks like molasses in there. It's terrible. We got a kitty today. So Ike is going to steal that carburetor, and we're going to try to use it on this engine.
We're going to drop the bowl on it, at least.
Yeah, just take a look.
I'm tempted to take it off right there. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'd hate to bust a boot.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, boy.
There it is. Ooh, not bad.
Hey. I think
not
we can
bad
work
at
with
all.
that, dude.
Yeah.
So we got some stuff hooked up. I don't know how right it is, but we have a battery and we have a battery charger because the battery's about dead.
I've only got it on 10 amps, so it might not do anything.
Yeah.
But watch out for smoke, all right?
Yes, sir. I'm going to stand back a little bit, too.
I hadn't checked the oil in this either.
Great.
That should be maybe on. Here's the starter.
Nothing.
I say we get a good battery. Remember how the battery charger was acting up?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to try this out?
I'm ready. So, yeah, we stole the battery from the monster truck because
Yep.
the other setup wasn't working.
All right, well, I'll give her a shot. You ready?
Yep. What?
It ran, but sounds like the starter's bad. I guess what I have to do is check the volts to the starter and see if it's getting full voltage. And if it is, I'll probably condemn that starter.
Put another starter on it?
I I guess.
All right. So I don't know if you guys remember Brian, but he runs a local dyno, and so whenever we need to get something dynoed, we take it to him.
Man, I got something very confusing going on. I can hook up the battery.
Yep.
And the lights don't come on, but when I go to jump start it.
Yep. We have lights.
I mean, why? Why is it doing that? Only thing I can think of is maybe we have bad ground somewhere and it's could be backfeeding through the lights. Okay, someone made this.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. Oh my God! I was hoping that he'd jump.
Really, dude?
I tried. All right, we have battery voltage. It's not dropping too bad.
Well, you know, you said do voltage drop. That is where you can connect your positive cable.
Uh-huh.
Put your red lead on your positive cable,
Yep.
and then come here.
Yep.
And you'll see the
In the
actual
cable.
voltage drop in the cable.
In the cable. Yeah.
That's not
You
a
don't
bad
want
idea.
more than half a volt, right?
Well, as little as possible, obviously, but very little voltage drop in the cable. So that means your cable
That's
there
good.
is good.
Yeah.
You can do it on the ground side too.
Whoa!
Sorry, I slid off, but I think we saw a lot of.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
There's your problem. You have a bad ground.
All right. First things first. We replace the ground cable. Let's see if it'll run again. You ready?
Yep. Woo!
Backfire. Okay. I'm gonna say it's not getting fuel. I mean, we can try some more gas.
Well, try it with that wire off, because it was off earlier when you.
Okay.
Like I say, maybe it's a ground switch or something instead of a power switch.
Cut it off. We got fuel leaking out of this fuel tank, and I'm like looking at fire coming out of the exhaust. So.
Oh, good plan, buddy.
Yeah.
Good call.
Where's it? Where's it coming from?
Right
Is the
here.
tank cracked?
Yeah, I think the tank's bad, dude.
Dang.
Crack where the threaded fit.
Where it mounts. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So we got something going on here. So we're gonna need a new fuel tank,
Yep.
and we need to go ahead and see about getting this CVT stuff hooked back up,
Yes, sir.
and then we might have a runner here.
Yeah.
So
All right. I'm hooked up.
switch is up. We'll call that on. And all right, so let's try the brake pedal.
Aha! Aha!
Okay.
All right. So sweet. It's funny. It thought it had a brake light switch. I'm looking around from brake lights, don't see any brake lights. Turns out on this Yerf Dog, you have to hold the brake to hit the starter button for it to work. That's actually pretty cool. That's a good safety feature.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to bite us in the butt later on.
When it breaks.
When we how'd you put it? When you
Baptize it?
baptize it?
There it is, right there.
Yeah, it's got a little snap switch with a spring connected to it.
Yep. Hit the brake and it pulls it, and,
So you push down on it.
and then when you hit the starter, it'll crank right up.
So now that we know that the engine runs, Ike is working on assembling the CVT torque converter thingy, and I am working on mounting the exhaust.
Yeah, it has what looks like a CVT setup, kind of like what we're used to dealing with.
Yeah, like a 30 series from Go Power Sports or something.
But it's backwards. I haven't quite figured it out all the way yet. So it has a centrifugal clutch. Once the engine RPM builds up enough, the clutch engages this piece, which starts turning and moving it forward. And I guess as engine RPM builds up, the front pulley squeezes together, making the belt expand outward, which makes it go faster on the rear part. This section spreads apart, allowing the belt to go down deeper in the groove, which also increases speed. All right, so what we're doing is we're taking one of the GY6 engines that my brother gave us, and we're robbing the CVT stuff out of it to put on our project.
Yes, sir.
Wow, really?
That's pretty cool. That's a heck of a gear reduction, dude.
Finally.
Oh, dude. Sweet.
Alright, so we're going to put this belt the same way it was before. It has the lettering
Away.
away.
Yep.
It looks alright. Don't know what's in here, bud. What do we got in here? Oh, goodness, that's water.
No. Oh, no.
Here's the fill. Should let it drain a little bit faster if I pull this out. That is gross. I hate doing that because sometimes the bearing preload can change with
Yeah. The thickness.
that bearing doesn't feel too bad. That one's
That
There's
sounds
the
pretty
one that's
shot.
not so good. But I think for our trip,
Oh, dude, it'll be fine.
it'll be fine. And we'll really find out if we like this setup or not.
So look at that. That's where all the gear reduction comes from, huh?
We got to take these gears out, or these bearings,
Yeah.
and we have to put them in the other case.
How are we gonna get those puppies out?
Remember
man?
that extractor I bought for
Yeah.
bearing? It looks like a cable screws into the end of this.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's got a spot that the cable sets into.
Yeah. For reverse, maybe?
It might be reverse. It's got a shift fork. Check it out. You pull it out and it spins backwards. You push it in, it locks into place. This thing's got reverse, dude.
That's really cool.
The drum fits here. So that would have to go.
I mean, that's not a huge deal.
That's the chain tension and stuff.
Yeah.
This thing adjusts up and down
Yeah.
for chain tension.
Okay.
Maybe we can just relocate it.
So I just finished pulling the main shaft out of that engine, and we're about to put it in this engine. I just cleaned it up. Cleaned up the inside here with,
Great, dude.
Scotch pad. All right, so we knocked the bearing in, and apparently a common issue with these GY6s is that a lot of people just go to whaling on the shafts to press bearings in or out, and they just snap this whole back section off. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's flimsy aluminum, but just make sure, you're braced when you're hammering. Right, Egg?
Yep.
Leading by example. So we're at the point where we need to rob the other bearings out of that engine, and Ike actually just bought a tool. It's pretty nifty, actually. I don't really remember how it works, but it goes in there and it grabs behind the bearing, and then you just knock it out. It's pretty sweet. It's not here. It's 8:30 at night. We're at the end of our day here.
Yep.
So we're just going to pick this up next time. But we found out that this GY6 runs. It's a cool go-kart, I think, especially for like under $300. It's a good deal. I want to see how it performs. And yeah, we found out it has like a safety switch, like sort of a neutral safety switch. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video today, guys, and subscribe to Cars and Cameras for more go-kart, mini bike, ATV content, and help support us by picking up a shirt, sticker, hat, or hoodie at cars-cameras.com. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Check me out at Isaac. It'll be fine.
Go.